it's an individual preference to where you and your mate have to sit down and discuss that. You know, your mate may operate on a lower budget, or you may not operate on a lower individual budget. You know, you may not want to go out and spend, so you know, you may need less money, but it's really something that, once again, you have to sit down and talk about it, and we can't be scared. It's just like a lot of women are scared to talk to their men about sex, saying that they're not satisfied. Well, there's a lot of women that are afraid to talk about finances, but once you get it out and it's done, it never really is an issue again.
We are here
to talk about it, right? Because I've never, once we've sat down and talked about finances, it's never really been an issue after that. So I don't, you know, it's not. What's your experience?
Well, I always pay for my own stuff. That's my experience. But in my relationship, I want my mate to pay all the bills. And I want to keep my paycheck to do what I want to do. That's what I want.
And you will get it.
I accept it. Yeah, because I do believe in, you know, talking about finances in a relationship, but I don't think it's necessary to talk about it right off because you don't even know if you plan to be with that individual. So, well, if I meet somebody and then they want to talk about finances right away, then that's a turnoff for me. For one,
it is.
it's a turnoff for me. I said for me. I'm not talking about for most men. I'm talking about it's a turnoff for me. And the reason why it's a turnoff for me is, one, you're trying to see what I have. Two, you're trying to be boasty. And three, you just, you know, well, boasty, big-headed or whatever. You know, that's really the reason why I think, you know, because I don't think it's my business right off to know that, hey, I make $200,000, $300,000. I just don't think it is.
Well,
you know,
okay,
on my first date.
Because we all agree that, not on the first date or when you're, you know, getting to know somebody, but at some point, if you're going to build something with somebody, you kind of want to know what you're going to be using to build with. So when is a good time for everybody else that's having these issues? When is a good time to discuss?
But if you like that person and then you come to that stumbling block and realize that's a habit or a gambling problem or anything, and then you're like, okay, well, you talking about finances, and I really like this guy.
Hot potato. But the thing about it is, I understand you don't want to discuss finances with the person in the beginning of a relationship, but you do need to know where that person is trying to go in life. I don't want you to tell me, because it is a big turnoff when they tell you, oh, I got this type of business and that type of business, because therefore they're trying to throw that in your face. And of course,
most men
a lot of guys do try to throw that in your face in order to try to get you or whatever. But you do need to know, okay, if you have it, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? I asked that.
Give me an example of what's, like when you guys say a man talking about their finances is a turnoff. Give me an example.
Oh, baby, I make 250 G's a year. I make 250 G's a year. I'm like, okay, because that's your money. 25. That's your money. I make 250 G's a year. I drive a 600 S-Class Mercedes. Okay, where you live? I live over there in those apartments over there. You know?
So you don't like it when it's lying, but what if it was true? What if he?
No, if it's true, you know, I know it's the attitude, the boastiness, you know, because a lot of men, they do that because most women, I'm not gonna say all women, but some women, that's what they look for.
Because I'm trying to get an understanding. Is it the boasting that's the problem, or is it the fact that they're actually talking about their finances that's the problem?
Well, I think it's the boastiness. Because you know he can say like you say, I'm an executive officer at XYZ company. Okay, that right there alone will tell you, okay, he makes pretty good salary. You know, versus him coming out saying, I make $300,000, $400,000 a year. You know, I drive this, I do this, I do that. I. That's what I'm saying. Now, don't get me wrong. I want my growth. I don't want anyone, you know, saying that, you know, I don't want a man who doesn't have money. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is I don't like, you know, the boastiness, you know, the cockiness. Now, I love a confident man. I really do, but not a boasty.
Okay, so still, when do we talk about finance?
Okay, I think that
I don't know
I would
because
talk
that's
about.
Right.
I would talk
But
about
we all
finances.
figuring it out.
This is what I think. I think I would talk about finances. Okay, we've gotten together, we've sat around, we've talked, we discussed, and we decide that, okay, let's take this relationship to the next level.
Okay, can I stop
Okay.
you right there? The reason why I asked you that is because you specifically said you want a man to take care of you, right? But you're gonna wait until you say, let's take it to the next level to find out if he can do that. How you gonna get what you want if you don't know if he can provide that?
Well, just like I was saying with all those other questions, and then, you know, women, they just do know stuff. Now, you know, I ain't gonna be
But let's
I
be rude. But I mean, I get you. We peep stuff so we can get a kind of idea. But at the same time, let's not get it twisted that men have good game. So they can give it. They can definitely give you the appearance and the feeling.
What about this? Do you think before you have an intimate relationship, you should discuss finances?
When does that happen?
Well,
Is that
let's
the third date?
I can't answer that question just right now. I do want to say that why is it that we don't feel comfortable discussing
That's what I
finances, but at the same time, men feel ultra comfortable discussing sex on the first, second, third, even before you get to the first
Show
date.
right about that.
Yes.
Right. So we might well just bust it up on them. They busting up on us,
I
right?
have done that, and I've gotten this response. Like a guy will be, you know, we'll be on a date, and you know, they'll be like, so, you know, what's up? You know, and I'm like, what you mean, what's up? He's like, what's up? You know what's up? You know what we gonna do? I'm like, are you serious? And then I let them know, like, you know, that's offensive, you know, to me, and you know, I think that men are spoiled. A lot of women allow that. So in this particular case, I told the guy, he was like, well, what you so offended by? And I said, okay, well, let me give you an example. My house note is due. What's up with that? And he was like, oh, so you want to trade sex for money? I'm like, no, I don't. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you have something that offends you, and I have something that offends me. You know what I'm saying? Both of those, to me, are topics that you gotta kind of get to know a person before you ease into that conversation. So sad. Which one comes first?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think that you should get to be friends with a person? And then, you know, like, the reason I say that is because if you're friends with a guy, you can discuss anything with that guy. You can discuss finances, sex, spirituality. You can discuss a lot of different things. So, does that mean being the guy's friend first, then moving on into, you know, the relationship? Because if you're the friend and you discuss all that already, then you're going to say, okay, this is somebody I would want to, you know, let's go ahead and, you know, take it to the next level.
I feel that would be necessary anyway due to the whole point of communication. Because if you're with someone and you can't talk to them about anything, there is no need to be in their relationship.
I so agree with that.
So therefore, you will need to be anyone's friend before anything else occurs in life.
What about the young sisters that don't do it and don't know? You know, if you met your husband or he became your husband at 20, do you really know that you're gonna talk about something like that?
No.
You don't. Me too. You don't discuss it because you don't know that should be a topic of discussion. You don't know how
Well, that's
important
because too, again, you weren't told. You weren't told that that's important. You know, you're just going on to fill out life for yourself.
Because our parents didn't know for that to be told because it was improper for a young lady to be discussing that.
Exactly.
And just know that he's going to take care of you, even with his habits and his downfalls and his vices and things
But
like
that's
that.
the man back in the day.
No, was, but they were bred. They got the same genes as their fathers.
Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of them have the same genes, but the way they were, men took duty and back in the days is totally different from now. They feel that women are supposed to be basically working and doing everything now. There's a lot of guys that's looking for women to take care of them, you know. So, you know, there's a lot of things, of course, we have to, you know, just get across to the younger generation because they don't know. Even not even younger generation, you know, my generation, you know what I'm saying, doesn't really know too much about that.